Hi, my name's Valamanesh and I'm standing here in front of my work titled Airborne, which I made in 2011. The work consists or is composed of a group of plaster casts of pollen grains. My work is based on drawings, in fact early drawings of pollen grains, and the first drawings were made using microscopes from 1600s onwards by people like Nehemiah Grew and Robert Hooke. I've looked at the collections in museums and libraries and found as many drawings of pollen grains that I can. For my work, I was much more interested in the early drawings, which are usually pen and ink on paper, occasionally with some colour added to them, but they're spectacularly beautiful as well. Much more modest, I suppose, than the images that you see recently from electron microscopes. I base the work loosely on drawings. They're not exact representations by any means. The work is made of plaster. That's the only material in the work. What I did was use the drawings and make three-dimensional, obviously enlarged models of clay, and then took a plaster cast and then removed the clay. So what you see in these works is the cavity that's left where once there was clay. I trained in the early 70s as a potter. As potters, we were always taught to be wary of plaster because it can contaminate the clay and cause a lot of problems. But it's always been a material that's fascinated me because of its ability to turn from a powder into quite a solid sort of state, and also be able to take impressions incredibly accurately of objects. Also, it produces a chemical reaction as it's setting and becomes warm, which is really quite fascinating to me. Part of the attraction is the amazing variety that exists in nature. For instance, with pollen grains, this is scratching the surface, really. There are so many possibilities when you're looking at pollen grains to extract material from. To me, they are beautiful, and I can't imagine that too many people would disagree with that actually. And I'm particularly excited, especially with a work like this that's quite large and a little bit challenging, I think, for people to house in a private collection, for instance. It's great to be in the company of all this other wonderful work, and I'm particularly excited to see the Australian collection and be part of that. Yeah.